Thank you, Andreas. And I would now like to invite the third and final keynote speaker this morning to address the summit. Ofelia Balogun is a young choreographer. She is known for her work in the DIY movement, Dance Your Roots. Ofelia.
Thank you. Good morning. I would love to share with you some of reflection, maybe about the foundation of our thinking and consequently our society. The split among mind, body, and spirit had influenced not only the Western approach to medicine, but also to arts. Our society does not consider these three elements interconnected and communicative. As a movement artist, I have always perceived that dance education, or education in general, the physical performance leave behind the development, the discipline, and the connection with the intuitive and instinctive side of an individual. When, even in arts, a single structure or a single technique become dominant, it means that social and human dynamics have become violent, indifferent, and rigid. For many of us, including myself, the dance journey begins for healing, not for entertainment, for healing and reappropriation. A journey to recognize the existence of other tools for interpreting the surrounding reality. A journey to understand the complexity of languages that create a personal story in relation to the political and social history of a country. A journey to discover that healing through arts, is reconnecting with nature as the ancient and traditional form of dance, categorized as indigenous, are simply a beautiful and sophisticated manifestation of the rituality to homage and respect the balance of the planet that we live in. The responsibility to transform the narrative about ourselves is accepted when we have the tools and the instruments to do so. Dance is supposed to be a safe space where we can experience uncomfortability. I am a dancer. Before what I do is what I am. I use the body to become infinite possibility, to set myself free from the game of obsessive categorization that this society likes to play so much, against the concept of separation that constantly repeats to us that we do not belong to the room or want to separate for what makes us whole. By the time in the society we apply the concept of separation to the arts, we disconnect from the ability to perceive ourselves as part of something behind our understanding, something bigger, spirituality, or simply humility. We disconnected from our physical body, dance, or acceptance and perception of our body images and our inner rhythm. We know how important inner rhythm is, especially in our society, which is in rush. And disconnected from the practice of deep listening and make our voice heard, music and active listening. And disconnecting with who, through their efforts, allow us to be here in this moment. Storytelling, history, and values. In our addictive human habit of creating boxes, we forget that we are talking about artistic disciplines. Artists cannot think in terms of categories because they see and they need to see everything as one, or in other words, connected. It sounds as a spiritual or abstract concept, but is actually a very practical fact. Creating boxes and categories on art form that advocate universal languages can simply take away voices and self-esteem and neglects the new global generation to be heard. Dance plus music plus storytelling plus history plus spirituality plus tradition equals culture. equals sense of belonging, equals connection. In our present education, these elements are separated. If you want, you have to go to become a musician, you go to music school, dance school, everything is separated. But it's actually the addition of this element that creates culture. In order to have it back, we need to englobate not the concept of diversity, but the content of diversity. Diverse body, diverse voices, diverse way of moving, of thinking. With diversity, I mean the respect of the cultural universe that each of us carry inside ourselves, accepting that in a world of displaced humans, the new generation of today, not of tomorrow, of today, have more than one culture inside one body. I am myself the daughter of true strong culture. It means accepting that diversity is not just another category to trap an individual because we are afraid of their or her or his content. Because freedom means social mobility while I'm expressing my content of my inner cultural universe without being afraid of not ticking boxes. In 2022, a diverse body still need to ask permission or justify their presence in a space. We cannot just be dancers. We need to be activists. Feeling uncomfortable in a safe space is becoming a privilege of few. We are forced to put on stage our trauma, to force the world to listen, to shout that our playground becomes a battlefield, to use dance as a tool for social change, because up there, they're still thinking that we are entertainment. We are here to remind you of your value in the purest form. How you perceive your life is in your power. How you react to attacks in your power. How capable you want to be in your art or in your craft is in your power. The way that you decide to do anything is your free choice. How human you choose to be is in your power. How much you can learn from everyday situation is your choice. How conscious you want to be is in your power. How far you want to see is in your power. How far you want to go is in your power. How kind you want to be to yourself and others is your duty. How much time you need to improve is your right. Connection is the first rule of interaction. Forgetting where you come from teach you to discriminate the path of others. Remembering who you are, how far you have gone, and how far you want to go teach you to respect the path of others. We need a change of paradigm or forma mentis if we wish the future generation to bloom. Because this is what it's about, am I correct? It's about the new generation. That's what we are here for. Living our legacy. Then why we are making education about us? If you want to be mentors, teachers, educators, facilitators, or simply set an example, we cannot put ourselves at the center because it's not about us, it's about them. So let's start to educate ourselves right now. How do we fight the concept of separation? Creating bridge through intergenerational action or collaboration. A young person might not have your 20 years plus expertise, but they embody innovation. In their ignorance, they might share with you some gifts. Children are an eternal example of that. I don't need to explain you that. We can come to you in our vulnerability and asking questions to be included, because at the end of the day, we are the one that we will pick up from what you will leave. So don't keep us out of the conversation. The movement to overcome, transcend, knock down the concept of categorization already start. Academia and some institution organizations are behind just because they are still in the conversation instead of being in the action. A body requires dancing. A body requires action. And you don't need to be a dancer to be in the action. Thank you.